Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Nama Parvati Padaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsabesa, Sivasidambaram, Thennar Vesavane, Puchi, Nattavarkum Reva, Puchi, Thiruchitrambalam, எடுக்கும் மக்கதை தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ் செவி நீள்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள் இருத்துவாம் உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தே வணங்குவான் சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேறிலை அதில் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேல் தெய்வம் இல்லனும் நான்மறை செம்பொருள் வாய்வை வைத்த சீத்திரு தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் உய்வை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே தில்லைவாழந்தனரை முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொல்லையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகைடியார் பதம் போற்றி ஒல்லையவர் புராணகதை உலகறிய விரித்துரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழார் அடி போற்றி ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் மணிவும் பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதயம் வந்து கூடிடுமே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees, welcome back to the Periyapuranam Discourse series. Today we are going to discuss the part 3 of Kalaimali in the Empiran Kannappa nayanar puranam. By the grace of Almighty Lord Shiva, and let me pay my obeisance to the lotus feet of Thiruchitrambalam Swami and 57th Pontiff of Gomathinayagam Buriyadinam, Sri Rajasaramanikam Swami as well. So during the last session, we covered until Kannappa nayanar. Kannappa nayanar had a darshan of Kudumbideva, and then he went back. He went back to collect meat for Kudumbideva. Then Nanan and Kadan got shocked, and then they decided there's no way they can convince Nayanar, and then they decided to go back to their native place Udupu and come back here with Devarati and Naganar to convince Kannappa nayanar. So they left. Kannappa nayanar fully focused on collecting food, water, and also flowers for Lord Kalagastishwar. So he collected the tastiest part of the meat, and he made a large cup using leaves. He kept that on his hand, and then to do abhisheka for the Lord, he just filled his mouth with as much water as he can in his mouth, and then he also, to offer leaves and flower, he plucked some leaves and flower and he kept them on his own head. So now he started climbing the mountain to reach Kudumbideva. He went to the temple. Then he became very excited to see the Lord, and what he did, he lifted his feet. He was wearing leather footwear, remember. Using his feet, he removed the nirmalyam, the leaves and flowers offered by Shaivam. We'll talk about Shaivam shortly. He removed the flower using his feet with the leather footwear, and then he poured all the water that he had in his mouth over the Lord on Bana, the lingam. And then he offered the leaves and flowers to Lord Kalagastishwara. Then he kept the bowl on his hand and he was requesting the Lord Kalagastishwara to accept that food. குழுவிய தசைகளெல்லாம் கோளில் தெரிந்து கொத்தங்கு அழலுழு பதத்தில் காட்சி பழகிய இனிமை பார்த்து படைத்தை விரைச்சி சாழழகிது நாய்நீரே அமுது செய்தல்லும் நாய்நீரே அமுது செய்தல் நாய்நீரே அமுது செய்தல். Means he specifically selectively picked up the very tastiest parts of the meat and he tested them to ensure it tastes really good. It's a very good one. Please accept it. Please have the food. Just requesting then the Lord Kalagastishwara was enjoying his love. That's the key. He was enjoying his love. Then after offering food to the Lord, then he stood in vigil throughout the night. He never slept. Important thing to remember, devotees. Kannappa Nayanar attained the Kannappa Nayanar worship. He did his work. He worshipped the Lord for 6 days. He was born by the blessings of the great Lord Muruga, the six-faced God. And Kannappa, in Puranam, it was when Devachekla Swamigal was announcing the blessings of Lord Murugar, it was the 12th psalm. The Lord has 12 hands. And Kannappa Nayanar attained mukti in 6 days. This is the first day of his worship. He never slept. He didn't even drink a dip of water till then. For the 6 days, he never slept. He never had food. He never drank a bit, even a drop of water. So he stood in vigil throughout the night, guarding the Lord. He was seeing the Lord as if a mom was taking care of her baby, as equal as that. Then the next day dawned, birds woke up. He could hear the sounds of bird, and then Kannappa Nayanar also woke up. Oh, sorry, he never slept. Kannappa Nayanar also, the birds woke up, and then they all went about their daily business in pursuit of food. Thinnanar also decided it's time for us to bring food for my Lord. So he left the temple as usual, half-heartedly. He couldn't leave the Lord that easily, but this time he wanted to hunt specifically for the Lord. Yesterday, he just killed the wild boar and he took the meat out of it. But today, he is going to hunt for the Lord Kalastriswarar. And Devachekla Swamigal said, by saying how he hunted the animals, I'm going to get rid of all my sins. That's what Devachekla Swamigal says in Periyapuranam. So Thinnanar left the Lord, and then he hunted several buffaloes, deers, and then cooked them all perfectly. And as usual, he made a large cup using leaves, and kept the most tasty parts of the meat in the bowl, and as usual, he filled his mouth with full of water and plucked the flowers, kept it on his head, and came back. He did the same puja again. And then he left. And when Thinnanar left for hunting, the next devotee, the usual Sevavacharya, who is a priest, a Brahmin Adisaiva priest, doing puja for Kalastriswarar every day, he came. And when he saw that, he was utterly shocked to find the pieces of meat in front of the god. He was angry, upset, and felt very bad, and not knowing who could have done such heinous action. And he was crying. Then he immediately started to clean the place. Everything he removed from the temple, all the meat, bones, everything removed from the temple, from the place, and then he took bath again. He performed his daily puja. So his puja, he was doing puja based on Shivagama rules and regulations. So there are two pujas happening to the Lord Kalastriswarar. A puja by Kannappa Nayanar based on what he knew, and then Shivagama, the puja based on Shivagama rules and regulations. Shivagama was said by the Lord Shiva, right? So then he did his puja, and also he did Pavitra Vidyasa, which means remediation for any mistakes made. And he did that, and then he went back home. Because he was living in an ashram. He went back to ashram. And when he was leaving the heavy heart, wondering who was behind this sinful actions. How come someone could do this in front of the Lord? The heavy heart, he left. Then Thinnanar returned to the temple. He did the same thing as he was always doing, and then the pujas were happening like this. And now, in the meantime, Nanan and Kardan went back to Udaipur and informed Nayanar, your son, I think we lost our king. Your son has completely changed after seeing Kudumiteva. He became a big devotee of Kudumiteva. He forgot all of our culture, tradition. He forgot himself as himself as well. And then Naganar was shocked to hear that. Then Naganar, along with Devrati, the whole troop came back. They rushed to the temple and tried to convince Nayanar. They just could not convince Nayanar. Nayanar could not even see anybody, because he was seeing only colors three. Whatever they said was not heard by Nayanar. And then they finally gave up. All right. That's why Nana would say in Periyapuranam, Devamal Kundal, and he has become it's a mad love, man of God. And then they left. They went back home to Udupur, and that's it. All hunters left. Then this was the fifth day. The puja, Kannappa Nayanar worship reached the fifth day, and again Kannappa Nayanar did the same thing by offering meat, flowers, and offering the water from his mouth. And then Sivacharya came. He did again. He had to clean everything, meat and all that. Took bath again, and he was doing archanas and also remediation, pavitradana, etc. Then he prayed to God, Sivacharya. I can't keep it. I can't cope up with this, Lord. This has been happening every day. Please stop this. Then he humbly prayed to the Lord. So the two devotees of Shiva worshipped him in a manner they knew, but which happened to be the exact opposite of each other, but the Lord accepted both of them. Right? And then he reached the limit of his patience, and he prayed to the God, please, I don't want to see this again. Please spare me from this punishment. And then Sivacharya went back to his ashram. He was sleeping at night. The Lord of Kalagastha appeared in his dream. He consoled the priest, saying, the hunter is not doing any sins. He's not making any mistakes. He's worshipping me in the manner known to him. To me, his feet covered by the leather footwear was just like a soft feet of a toddler. To me, the water poured from his mouth is the holy Abhisheka Tirtham. The flowers dropped from his head are superior to any Karpaka flowers offered from Devas. The cooked meat offered by him is superior to any Havish offered in the Yajna and Yagas. His slurred speech with true love, conveying sweet, nothing is the best, is superior to any stuti I have listened to. It's sweeter than music of a flute to me. I will show you the intensity of his love and devotion that he had for me tomorrow. Once you finish your puja, hide behind me. I will show you how great he is. Then the Lord disappeared. Then Sivacharya woke up, and he couldn't sleep any further. Thinking, oh, he must have been a great devotee. The Lord came in my dream and explained he was a great devotee. So ideally, what should have happened? The Lord should have gone in Kannappa in her dream. Tinna, you're doing wrong. Come and stand behind me. Tomorrow, Sivacharya will come and do the puja for me, and then you learn from him, and then do the same thing to me. He could have said that, but he did not do it. The Lord went the other way around. He went in the dream of Sivacharya, and then he explained to him, Tinana was great. You come and see how great he is tomorrow. It's a love, pure, selfless love for the God. So then sixth day came in. Then Sivacharya to bath, he went to the temple. Today he did not clean anything. He did not, because the Lord accepted the puja. So he did his puja as usual. He was very happy with the puja performed by our Lord's favorite devotee. He finished his puja, and then Sivacharya went behind Swami, and Swami made sure that he cannot be seen because there's no other place to hide anybody in the small Garbhagriha. He just stood there, stood behind the Swami. Kalasiswara ensured that Kannappa could not see him. Nayanar was coming back after his hunting. He hunted as usual deers, buffaloes, wild boars, and made the nice meat in a bowl, water full of mouth, and then holding the bow and flowers on his hair, stepping up. And when he was climbing to the mountain, he could see some bad signs, some bats. Bad signs when the bird crosses from left to right, or snake crosses from left to right, it's considered as a bird sign. So he could see that signs, then thinking, what would happen to my Lord? He was not thinking about himself. Oh, that these aren't good signs. Something must have been wrong for my Lord. And he was rushing to the temple. The moment he entered the temple, he stopped abruptly and shocked to see that the blood was flowing from the right eye of the Lord. Immediately, the bow that never ever got dropped from his hand, this time it got dropped. And then the water came out of his mouth. Then the bowl full of meat got slit on the floor. His hair got dismantled, and the flower also fell down on the floor. Kannappa ran towards Kalasiswara, then looking for any person who committed this crime, but he could find no one. He was trying to fix with some green leaves and medicine that he knew. He couldn't do anything. He started hugging the Lord and crying. He was crying like a baby. Sivacharya was watching all these devotees. He then went ahead and brought some herbs and medicines, tried to stop the bleeding. No, nothing. No go. All of them went in vain. The blood continued to flow from the right eye of the Lord. Then suddenly he recalled, the flesh must be replaced by flesh. So he decided to remove his eye and fix it on the God's right eye. He took his arrow, scooped out his own right eye without even thinking it, own right eye with the arrow, and fixed it on God's right eye. Devotees, you would have heard about folks. Nowadays, we can see after that you can register to donate your eyes in nowadays in this modern medical world. After you die, once you die, within 5-10 minutes before it becomes cold, the eyes need to be removed from your body very carefully, very, very carefully. Think about it. Nayanar had to take this out. The arrow would have gone to the root of the eye, and then completely he scooped out of that, and then took this eye and fixed it in the Lord's right eye. How much pain it would have been. He never felt anything because he was beyond the five senses. Then the moment he fixed the eye on God's right eye, the blood stopped flowing from the right eye. Then Kannappa jumped to the wall, jumped up, and then praising himself, touching his shoulders. Oh, he did a great thing. The blood stopped. So he felt neither a pain nor discomfort to give his eye to the Lord. On the other hand, he was very pleased to see that then in the meantime, Lord wanted to show the world how great Kannappa is. Then blood started coming out of the left eye as well now. Then Kannappa immediately got shocked again, but still this time he has a remedy for that. He has a remedy for that because he could still fix his left eye with his left eye. And now to stop the bleeding, he decided to dig out his left eye. But once he removes his left eye, how will he place the eye exactly in God's left eye. He will lose his eyesight. So for that, to mark the spot, he placed his foot near the Lord's left eye. Devotees, Sivacharya was the only blessed soul in this world who had the privilege to see this in person in Kalahasti. No one else in this world except the Lord has seen this. Sivacharya, so blessed to witness this. So he placed he placed his foot close to the left eye of the Lord, and then he took the arrow and he planted the tip of the arrow near his own left eye. Left eye. He was about to scoop out his left eye. The Lord of Kalahasti could not control. He said, "Stop, Kannappa." Left hand of the goddess Jnana Prasanamgi came out of the Shivlinga and held the hand of Kannappa Nayanar and said, "Kannappa, stop. Kannappa, stop. Kannappa, stop." Flowers rained from the sky. All the directions became bright. The chanting of Veda could be heard everywhere. Devas were praying, praising the Lord. Thinana's right eye just got restored. Then he got a new name of Kannappa Nayanar. Then Sivacharya was thinking, I have only served God all these years. But this devotee, he may be a hunter, but had completely got the blessings of the Lord Kalahastishwarar with his selfless love and deep devotion. God is love, love is God. No one can attain the Lord without true love. So, Lord Kalahastishwarar blessed Kannappa Nayanar. Kannappa, you will always stand next to me on my right. Stand here. And then he offered the lotus feet of Shivaloka for Kannappa Nayanar. That's the story of Kannappa Nayanar, devotees. Imagine who would do this in this world. He gave up the moment he saw Kalahastishwarar, he gave up all his relatives, heritage, all the bondages that he had in this world. Everything he gave up. 6 days of intense devotion took him to Kailash. And Shivacharya was the only devotee who was so blessed to see this in person. And we could see that a lot of people misinterpreting Kannappa Nayanar puja with their daily life. We should never, ever compare a normal, trivial human being like us with Nayanmar. Nayanmar who gave his eye, Nayana Kannappa gave his eyes to the Lord. He never had even a dip of water for 6 days. No food, no sleep. We could even fast for 5, 6 days, but we could not just be awake for 6 days. Can we live for 4, 5 days without sleeping? That's it. We can't. And he did that. So unimaginable service. We should not compare ourselves with what our Nayanmar did. This is like it's only for them. They had the true love, and I can see devotees talking about Kannappa Nayanar. Oh, Kannappa Nayanar has done this, so I would also do this. No. It's not for you. You can't do that. There's only one Kannappa Nayanar, and the rules are set only for him. We have to follow what Sivacharya did. Agamic puja, Shivagama puja, for all of us. And what Kannappa did was based on love. Sivacharya said that's also love, but based on rules and regulations of Shivagama. So never interpret that wrongly. All right, having said that, let's close the class today. We have completed the Kannappa Nayanar புராணம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். நிலத்தில் திகழ் திருக்காலத்தியா திருநெற்றி மேல் நலத்தில் பொழிதிரு கண்ணில் குருதி கண்டு உள்ளடங்கி வளத்தில் கடுங்கனையால் தன் மலர்க்கண் இடந்து அப்பினான் குளத்துக்கிராதனம் கண்ணப்பனாம் என்று கூறுவரே என்றும் இன்பம் பெருகும் இயல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகழ் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரஹர நம பார்வதி பதையே ஹரஹர மகாதேவா. சிற்றவேசா சிவசிதம்பரம் தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, நாட்டவர்க்கு நிறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.